Sometimes healing doesn't come from medicine. Sometimes it comes from something far simpler. A taste, a smell, a memory, something that touches not just the body, but the heart. This is the story of how one old lady's secret recipe healed hearts all around the world. In a quiet village in northern Italy, surrounded by green hills and cobblestone streets, lived an old woman named Clara. Clara was 78 years old. She lived alone in a small stone cottage at the end of the village road. Her husband had passed away years ago, and her children had moved far away to cities. Most people would have thought she was lonely, but Clara was never really alone. You see, Clara had a gift. Her gift was cooking. Her tiny kitchen always smelled of freshly baked bread, herbs, and spices. Villagers often said, "You can find your way to Clara's home just by following the smell." But there was one recipe she guarded more closely than all others. A recipe her grandmother had whispered to her when she was just a little girl. A soup. Simple, warm, and comforting. Clara believed this soup could do more than fill stomachs, it could mend broken hearts. One winter, the village faced hard times. The local factory shut down, and many families struggled to survive. People were sad, anxious, and hopeless. Children stopped playing in the streets. Neighbors stopped visiting each other. It was as if the entire village had lost its spirit. Clara felt the heaviness too. She saw worried faces every time she went to the market. She heard whispers of fear about bills, food, and the future. One evening, as she sat by the fire, Clara remembered her grandmother's words. "Child, this recipe is not just for the body. It is for the soul. When people forget how to smile, give them this." The very next morning, Clara decided to do something unusual. She pulled out her biggest pot, lit the fire, and began cooking her grandmother's soup. The aroma filled the air. Onions sizzling, garlic golden, fresh vegetables simmering slowly. She carried the pot outside and placed it on a wooden table in front of her cottage. She put out bowls and spoons and a little sign that read, "Soup for everyone. Free." At first, people were hesitant. Some walked by, whispering. Others smiled politely but did not stop. But then a young boy, his shoes torn and his eyes tired, stepped forward. Clara handed him a bowl, warm and steaming. He tasted it, and for the first time in weeks, the boy smiled. That was all it took. One by one, villagers began to stop. Men, women, children, all sat around Clara's wooden table, sharing the soup, sharing their stories, and for a little while, forgetting their worries. The magic wasn't in the ingredients. It was in the way Clara served it, with love, with kindness, with her gentle laugh. Every day after that, Clara cooked her soup. People came not just to eat, but to sit together, talk, and feel human again. Slowly, the village began to heal. Neighbors helped each other more. Children played again. Even the old church bells seemed to sound happier. Word spread beyond the village. Travelers passing through tasted the soup and carried the story with them. Soon, people from nearby towns arrived. Some brought bread, some brought vegetables, some just brought company. And then, one day, something unexpected happened. A journalist who was traveling through heard about Clara's free soup. He wrote a heartfelt article titled, "The Old Lady's Recipe That Heals Broken Hearts." The article spread across countries. Letters began arriving at Clara's little cottage. People from different parts of the world wrote to her, saying how the story touched them. Some asked for the recipe, others just wanted to thank her. Clara's tiny kitchen became known far beyond her village, and though she never traveled far herself, her recipe did. Families in France, Spain, Germany, even across the ocean in America cooked her soup when they felt sad or when they wanted to bring people together. Clara often laughed and said, "It's only soup, nothing more." But the truth is, it was much more. Because the soup wasn't just about vegetables or broth, it was about what it represented: care, love, and the reminder that even in the darkest times, a simple act of kindness can heal hearts. So the next time you see someone struggling, ask yourself, what is your soup? What simple gift can you share to heal someone's heart today?